Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 29th of April. This week, quite a lot of data coming out, particularly from the US, and the highlight being non-farm payroll numbers. It's due out on Friday, so please make sure you take note. I've got them listed over here on the side of my screen. Also, another highlight for us is New Zealand unemployment numbers, and that I believe comes out on Wednesday. But take a look so that you know what's happening. And this morning we'll just jump straight into our analysis, and we'll kick off with the Aussie dollar. Okay, so looking at my chart over here, I can see that I left the mark here, and I was really wanting the market to come down a little bit more. Look for the reversal before we get that kick. And unfortunately what's happened is it's already done that, and it's made a really nice kick. So that trade that we were looking for happened a little bit earlier, so we weren't able to trigger into it. So let me just remove that. Let me just zoom out again, have another quick look. Look, to be honest, at the moment I'm kind of in the middle of that big larger pattern. I really do like these patterns, so I'm going to continue to respect it. What I might do is just extend it out a little bit more. It is getting a little bit narrower now, so eventually the market will break out of this zone, but for now I will continue, and I'm going to next look for it around about there, and I'll also put a mark down here just in case it starts to come back down. So essentially what I'm looking for is I would like the market to go to there, show me that it is exhausted and showing signs of reversing, and then I would be happy to become a seller at a point where we've seen there's been resistance on that line that I've drawn up there that I showed you before, and it's also would be showing me signals of reversal. Likewise, I would also do the same if it came to this region but becoming a buyer. Okay, so let's see which way this one plays out for us. But that's for this week. Let's just leave this one alone, and let's just let it move into a closer position. Okay, Euro USD. Euro USD, I can actually see a trade on this one straight away. There is a smaller trend in here, okay, going in the downward direction, particularly for here. The highs are getting lower, okay, so it's that kind of stepping motion. And at the moment right now, let me zoom in so I can show it to you a bit clearer. I've already highlighted these two candles. The market came down here, pulled back, and these two candles here is an engulfing candle pattern. So it's a little bit more of an aggressive reversal, but that is a pattern. And basically the way you would trade these is at the open of the very next candle you can become a seller. So meaning right now the current price is a little bit better than where it opened about an hour ago, so we could enter right now. Alternatively, if you're a little bit more conservative, what you can do is we can try and wait to see if these two candles, which is Friday's and today's candle, if we can get an inside candle pair. So meaning if this one, for example, was to finish up something like this, okay, then these two here would be an inside candle, which is also a reversal, and then tomorrow you can try and trade it on the break of the bottom. It's a little bit more conservative. I'll leave that up to you, whatever your rules say, but there is a pattern there right now. So if you like it, you can become a seller on the Euro USD. All right, moving along, let's have a look at the US yen. All right, this is a classic breakout after a long period of resistance at a particular level. I mentioned this to you 2 weeks ago when we got this first candle. This is a very strong signal that it's broken out, and it's still got a lot of momentum. It kicked on again, and look what's happened. It's kicked on again. So if I just drop down to a weekly chart, I'm on a daily right now, but if I show you on a weekly, it's very clear. You can see that previously that was a heavy resistance point, so was that, and then eventually we've broken through quite clearly. The only thing I can do on this particular market now, let me drop back to my daily chart, is I have to wait. I've missed the trade, so, well, I didn't miss it. I mentioned that when it happened, so for those of you who took it, well done. But if you want to participate in this trade right now, we really need to wait for it to pull back, show me a really nice reversal, and then continue in the direction of the trend, because it's a very heavy trend right there. We've broken into new highs, which basically means this entire area over here is an area which the market did not trade in for a very long time. So it's empty. It could be filled. There's not many orders. Well, originally there was not many orders in that zone. So this is one of the reasons. Well, there would have been a lot of stops building up here. So when the market shot through, it's triggered those stops and gave it that momentum to go forward. So for now, with the US yen, let's wait for a pullback before we get interested in this particular market. All right, that's the US yen. Let's have a look at the cable, the pound US. Okay, last week I can see my mark is right there, and I was looking for a reversal for a buy. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a really nice signal there. That's not a signal that the market is reversing, but nevertheless, it did reverse and shot up. So this one's a little bit tricky. So that one's, I've missed it. I can see something else on this one right now. I've just seen it. Very similar to the Aussie US dollar. If we look at a smaller scale, that there is a downtrend. Look at the highs. They're getting lower. And what I would like to do is, let's be conservative on this one. Let's look at Friday's candle and today's candle. See, at the moment, it's an inside candle. If it should remain as an inside candle, then tomorrow morning you can place your stop entry and you can become a seller in the direction of the market, of the trend, should I say. All right, so there you have it. That's my GBP USD. It does look like on a smaller time frame, at least through this period here, that it is in downtrend. So let's see if we can actually confirm the inside candle that is formed right now, but we still need, what, 20 odd hours for that market, for that candle to close. Okay, all right, let's move along. Let's have a look at WTI. WTI, still the same story. Last week we were looking for pullbacks here to try and become a buyer and continue with the trend. The pullback was there, but there's no clear sign in that cluster that the market is reversing. So I haven't been able to execute on it. So on this particular one this week, let's keep it nice and simple and we will wait. All right, which leaves us to our last for the week. It is gold. Again, gold, one that shot up very heavily, and I said let's wait for a pullback to see if we can become a buyer in this particular market. And let me zoom in a little bit. Let me have a bit of a closer look here. Okay, in this cluster right now, there is no signal there that says the market is has come down and is reversing. So what that means is it may kick on, okay, but I don't have a signal. So that means I will wait for either it to drop down a little bit more, and it may give me the signal there, which I would be actually happier about, and then become the buyer. Or it may kick on forward, and then I've missed it, and I need to wait for the next phase of setup. All right. So there you have it. That is gold for this week. That is our analysis of the majors, the commodities. Again, have a look on my screen here. I've posted up what the major news is for this week. Non-farm payroll is the highlight. Now, for those of you who are newer to trading, non-farm payroll is kind of like the Super Bowl of data for the month. It generally has a high impact in moving the currency markets. So please take note of that. If you've never traded it, what I would suggest is to log in at the time, just a couple of minutes before it's scheduled to be released, and just watch the chart and just watch it move, and you'll start to see heavy volatility there. The other one, New Zealand, unemployment numbers due out on Wednesday. Other than that, take a look at what's coming for the pairs that you're trading. Have a great trading week, and I'll speak to you next week for the weekly market analysis. Bye for now.